It seems like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is still following that bearish downtrend. Could we still fall into a bear market? Possibly. Could we bounce here and go parabolic? Maybe, but it's a lot less likely in my opinion. Now, it's not just crypto that we need to pay attention to. It might be the only asset that you're invested in, but it's always important to know what the macro looks like and as well as how other markets are actually performing during this time. In this video, we're going to go through what I'm seeing in the crypto market, what am I actively doing and what my plan is, and what I think will happen in the next couple of months. Again, nobody really knows, but if you're interested, keep watching. Hey guys, my name's Ravi and welcome back to Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button because I talk about real estate, cryptocurrency, and financial freedom. Now, if you are after daily updates around what I'm looking at in crypto, just because I haven't made a video or crypto update here on the channel, and it's been a couple of weeks, I actually talk about this stuff every day in the Patreon community. So definitely join the VIP Patreon group. If you want extra access, then Mastermind is always there as well. So why is it important to actually pay attention to the macro geopolitical stance, as well as what regulations are coming through if we're investing into crypto? Well, it seems very obvious, but for some people that are so involved in the day-to-day when it comes to crypto and hoping that we take off and have this parabolic move, sometimes we can lose sight of what we need to pay attention to. So in my opinion, we need to look at some of these factors at play right now. That includes the geopolitical issue with Russia and Ukraine. We've got the speculation around rate hikes at the moment. You also have regulation coming into the space, especially in the US. You've then got all-time high on oil prices. You've got the dollar index actually looking really strong. Gold is about to hit its all-time high, and Bitcoin continues to get rejected of the bull market support band. As a result of all these things, the more speculative plays are actually bleeding quite a bit. So you've got altcoins actually losing value, not only in its USD value, but against Bitcoin as well, which is very important. Now, I made a video on this channel, and you can check it out up here, and I'll leave a link in the description below, around why I sold 30% of my altcoin positions, and you can definitely go check that out, because I made that just before we had that crash. Now, again, one of those benefits of being in the right circles, listening to the right people, and not just being some moon boy on a hype train, is we need to know what the realities look like. Now, fortunately for me, in my position, I get to talk to people from a diverse range of backgrounds. People got money, don't have money, making a lot of money, and then those who have invested into real estate, invested into stocks, ETFs, crypto, and maybe there's a few that invest into Pokemon cards. But it allows me to see what the mass majority are doing, what the market is looking at, and then with a channel like this, I always get feedback along from you guys, whether it's emails, DMs on Instagram, or comments down below. And what I'm really seeing is the smart money is now going and reserving some cash, right? So they're preserving their wealth because times are uncertain. Like, we don't need to time the market and get the bottom at the end and be like,
yes, I picked the bottom on Bitcoin.
And equally, you don't really need to sell at the top because nobody really knows when that happens. What we need to do is go in with a plan, have a strategy, and go, let's just follow this logically without the emotions getting involved. So knowing all of this, what's my plan right now? Well, my plan is pretty simple. So I'm actually earning yield on my altcoins. So some of these positions that I've held in altcoins, I'm continuing to hold. I'm happy to hold because they're blue chip altcoins. So for these ones, I've actually got them on CoinSpot. I'll put up a list here of all the coins that are available. They're continuing to add more and more to this list, which is really exciting, and the yields are amazing. So my first thing to do is, if I don't have a CoinSpot account, I will go create one. There's a link in the description below. There's a code there that gets you $10 of free Bitcoin when you sign up and help support the channel. So once you've done that, you can actually just then go ahead and stake it just with a click of a few buttons, right? I've got a few videos here. I'll link one up now as to how you can actually do it. It's very simple. So number one, I'm staking my altcoins on CoinSpot. Number two is my stable coins. So obviously the ones that I had sold out of, I sold into stable coins. I then transfer that from CoinSpot onto Celsius. Now I've got another link in the description below, which you can check out. Once you deposit some money, you actually get $50 of free Bitcoin. You just have to hold it in there for 30 days. So go ahead and do that if you wanted to. You can go and stake some of the altcoins that aren't available on CoinSpot yet. You can also stake Ethereum, Bitcoin, and stable coins. Now that's the very important one, because for me right now, the plan is I don't want to just actively go into the market as the market continues to fall, because could we fall by another 20, 30% from here? Yeah, definitely. So I'm holding some of those stable coins in case we have a capitulation event, maybe a black swan event, maybe we break out into a world war, whatever that looks like, the markets will tank. So at that point, I'll have some money on the side so I can go in at that point. The other thing that I did was consolidated a lot of the NFT positions I had into blue chip NFTs. Now, if you're wanting to know anything anything more about NFTs, I've got a link in the description below, my new channel, right? This is where I'm talking about NFTs in the metaverse 2 to 3 times every single week. Definitely go check it out. If you haven't already, subscribe there as well, because I'm going to be going deep into what my portfolio looks like, how I'm identifying good NFTs from bad NFTs, and how you can set yourself up quite well within the NFT space. So for me, I've consolidated that. I'm holding the blue chip stuff because I know that there's real teams, real people building out something there. Some of the more speculative plays that I looked at flipping, I'm now getting out of, and the whole plan is there that if the market does turn bearish, and it is looking quite bearish in NFT land, how do I acquire more of those blue chip NFTs? Now, in addition to all of this, I'm saving cash. I've said this before, is that when a recession is around the corner or there's uncertain times, sometimes it makes sense to just have some dry powder, some ammunition on the side, so that you know that if the market does tank, you've still got enough to actually go in and do that. Now, the other thing to also consider is if the markets just do capitulate, you at least still have some cash on the side to get you through the day to day. I know a lot of people that I speak to don't have properties that are positive cash flow. Maybe you've bought your own property and you need that cash to keep going. If the market does turn bearish and you say happen to lose your job, having an emergency fund just makes sense. Now, I don't give financial advice, right? I give you my logical approach to the market, but you do what you want to do, right? At the end of the day, do you want to risk it all for the biscuit? Well, in a bearish market, it's probably not the right thing to do. When you are in an uptrend, you can take a little bit more risk. And for me personally right now, it just makes sense to have a bit more risk off, and all of that money that I'm saving, having in cash right now, I'm going in to actively say,
hey, maybe it's time to start refinancing some of my loans so that I can actually go and buy more real estate.
In amongst all this bearish activity, property has continued to move up. It has consolidated in some areas, but the areas we're looking at have continued to grow. We had a client just recently come through with a valuation, and they only purchased 2 months ago. They've now got equity already there. So they can take out that equity, buy another property, or continue to go and dollar cost average into Ethereum and Bitcoin. I've got a video here on this channel that shows you the importance of actually going in to something as stable as Ethereum and Bitcoin long term. You can stake it, just continue to rebuy, logically make that move rather than getting emotionally involved. So I'll leave a video up here for you as well. So where to from here? Well, based on what I'm thinking, based on how I'm positioning myself, I know that we're going to be in choppy waters. We could move sideways for the next 3, 6, 12 months. Do we see a parabolic move at the end of that? Maybe. But for me personally right now, nobody knows what's going to happen. There were very few people that actually thought Russia was going to do what they did. Now that we're in this phase, we need to now start preserving some wealth. And that's not me saying I'm bearish on crypto long term or NFTs are I'm just saying that it just makes sense to take some risk off the table, be smart with your money. At the end of the day, you don't want to just go and put all the money in and then realize that it did dip a little bit further and I had nothing left. I've seen plenty of memes on the internet around the dip keeps dipping and I've got nothing left. And that's why it's very important just to take a calculated approach. Stay logical, stay in the market. At least for me, it's important to stay in the market because it can take off and it gives me the sleep at night factor knowing I've got some cash in the reserves. So that's what I'm doing. I'd love to know what you guys are doing. We're obviously having discussions in the mastermind around how different people are approaching it different ways, but the consensus is saving some cash so that they can go into property and then at least build something outside of crypto that isn't so volatile. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. And if you've enjoyed the video, drop a like for the video and we can share this video out to more people that really need it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks guys.